Hello, 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 hello. Okay, guys, before we begin this video, I just want to make like a small disclaimer.
2, 1.
Just after the raid, I think I was like super tired or something. It was like a long day, and
another of the Kyrian
I just logged in.
Have you come here to be
I remember like I logged in, and whenever I log in, I say to myself like, you know, go apply for a few keys, kind of like not really even expecting maybe to get invited or whatever, and like I got invited for this Necrotic break, and I've completely forgotten to change my soul binds. And now you might be thinking, yeah, it's just a soul bind, it's like it doesn't matter, but actually it matters quite a bit, because the final tree of the soul bind that we use, the Belagus one, is actually giving us a reduced time on Ascended Boon, and you can see now like my Ascended Boon is on 2-minute cooldown instead of being on a 1-minute cooldown, and that is actually a big deal. So even though like this soulbind does provide some other advantages, these like there's a reason we use the other one.
Drain fluids.
So of course conduit's also being wrong. Like I got exaltation here, which is, I mean, once again, not a bad conduit, it's just not really tailored for the needs of M+, and that sucks, you know what I mean?
Meat shield.
So with that in mind, we still time this. I just wanted to say this like little disclaimer that like as soon I noticed this very quickly, like my soulbind, I noticed it very quickly as soon as we started a key.
Drain fluids.
And
meat shield.
I didn't think it's such a big deal on first, you know, on first thoughts. So like I could have maybe just go out and replaced it, and yeah, but I didn't have tome, so I would have to go to base and then port back, and I'm pretty sure like everybody would just get frustrated by that. So I didn't want to do it. Even though in retrospective, I think that would have been the play. But you know how pugs are, like maybe somebody would get tilted and they would just say like, nah, I'm out, screw this. You know how people are. Rightfully so. Like it's a pretty big mistake on my part. I'm not, you know, making excuses. But either way, like here, yeah, I think just standard prot paladins. I really don't know how to heal prot paladins. It's
meat shield.
They're the weirdest tanks for me. Like they sometimes have a lot of self-sustain, but then on other times they will barely do any like healing, no damage reduction, and they just kind of like fall flat. It is what it is. Arguably you could say it's my bad, because I didn't use Paints Up, I didn't use, you know, I could have shadow mended him, I could have, yeah, you know, there's a lot of things I could have done, but I don't really agree with that sentiment fully. I think he misplayed as well. He could have kited and stuff like that if he had no defenses. And you saw there, like I showed you conduits, and here I tried to change my talents, but it actually doesn't work, right? It doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't let you. So that you can't do it with a small guy from Kyrian, apparently. And yeah, then I think I realized at that point that like this is my life now. We just gotta live with it. And here things got like pretty dicey. I do a Shining Force to push off worms away from me, because I was getting blasted by the worms, and I think we just barely make it alive with everybody here. I feel like this was like a clutch moment. Like I think if we died here, like with 2 deaths already, like we might have, you know, maybe we would have called it, but actually it was going pretty well until now. But yeah, either way, like I just wanted to say like this little disclaimer that due to like bad soul binds, like it changes the playstyle a bit and everything, so like this key is probably not gonna be too amazing, but it is what it is. I guess for one of the, you know, things you gotta do as a good player is you gotta adjust, right? So
Bloodforge.
Adjust. I did time the key, so I think that's pretty cool, right? So like this boss is pretty straightforward. I don't know why Mage is getting hit there with like being one of the most mobile classes in the game, but okay. But yeah, this boss pretty simple. You guys know how this boss is. It's just don't get hit by everybody with that poison, make room, and kill worms. There's not much else to do really. It's a very straightforward boss. Don't stand in green stuff, and of course use your Kyrian thing to blast the back, which we did. So I think we did. But yeah, of course my duty here being also having to deal with explosives. That kind of makes things a little bit harder. And you can see me here like almost running out of mana pretty much. That's unfortunate. It is what it is though. Still did like the difficult pull plus the boss, so that's pretty cool. Pretty cool. I feel like right now Necrotic Wake is one of those dungeons where you actually have like a lot of extra time, and when I say extra time I mean
Stitch flesh will be
you can plus to it, you can take it super easy and slow if your group isn't like, you know, high on damage, or you can just do some insanely big pulls as long as you're playing around the orbs and around the Kyrian things and the tools you're given like spears and whatnot. You're fine, and that's cool. I think that's cool because this dungeon used to be difficult. It used to be one of the harder ones actually, and now it's I don't want to say that now it's easy because it's not, but it definitely feels like it's one of those dungeons where you can actually afford to make a few mistakes and still come back. There's quite a few dungeons like that though nowadays, so yeah. Alright, so we delete this, and I tried to change my talents again. And when I say talents I mean Soulbind, and of course that doesn't work. I mean, it would be pretty ridiculous if you could change your Soulbinds in middle of the M+. I feel like that would be highly abusable, so it's a good thing that that's not a thing. I feel like you could do like so many weird things if you could do that. And here I open up with Dome, and the reason is, well, just like you can see I'm very low on mana already. And this guy is quite heal intensive, and when things are heal intensive for you as a disc, that also means that you're gonna use a lot of mana. So with that in mind, I've just decided to start up with Barrier. I think that one more thing that kind of makes me like to use Barrier on these guys, on this Tormented in particular, is that honestly, like, even with Fortified week, I just don't really see a good spot to use Barrier in Necrotic Wake in these upcoming pulls. Because, like, here could be like a good Barrier, I guess. I suppose, but at the same time we're gonna have Orb here, and that Orb is gonna kill this pack so quickly. And yeah, look at this, by the way, I remember this. Like, do you guys see this? Like, it didn't let me pick up my Orb. Like, look. That's weird. Does anyone know how I can pick it up there? Like I tried so hard and it just disappeared. Like, if you guys, like, if anybody knows how to pick it up, if it goes up like that again, I would appreciate if you told me. So just like drop a comment and let me know, because I've never had that happen before. To be fair, I haven't done like insane amount of Necrotic wakes, but it never went up like that, and it never was like I was never unable to pick it up. And here I drop. I know, like, for some reason tanks complain about this pull, so I think Marauder hits really hard together with these Necrotic bolts. So I just decided to essentially pain sub the tank there. I think that helped because that allowed me to heal other people and deal damage. So then we
Lament.
proceed. Well, I say deal damage, I've dealt like 1.3k. But that's what I talked about this on my Plagueful video as well. Like, guys, the problem with like healer damage in Explosive Wake is that we're wasting a lot of global CDs on handling orbs. I remember this frustrated me when I played Holy Paladin as well in the previous season. It's like, you can't expect me to deal a lot of damage when I'm wasting a bunch of global CDs on just dealing with the orbs. And we talked about this a lot, so I don't want to repeat myself, but, you know, just in case, you know, this is the first video somebody's watching. Like, mathematically speaking, it is always the least of a DPS loss for a healer to do orbs, so... Yeah, we should do orbs, I agree, but I don't agree with the sentiment that we should be the ones doing all the orbs, because I think that's a recipe for disaster. Because there are some situations where I literally cannot do all the orbs and heal people. Like, a good example of this is, we found, for example, you guys know like the Theater of Pain, right? And, like, what you can do on Theater of Pain is, you can take the like part of the pack and pull it into the boss fight, and if you do that you're gonna be facing a bunch of enemies, right? Because that boss is like 3 enemies, and then you probably pull the Bloodhorn, which is 4th enemy. And now the problem with that is that will spawn like 4 or 5 explosives at a time. But that boss fight is also very heal intensive. Like you need spot healing on tank. And here I completely didn't see the swirly. You need spot healing for your tank, which we're not that great at as a discipline priest. Then we need spot healing for people that get searing, and spot healing for people that get the targeted by the guy, in case people don't deal with it on time, you know, with a stun and fear. So there is, sorry for calling him the guy, I cannot remember what the thing is called now, because yeah, I'm really bad with names, but you guys know the thing that kind of like fixates you, and then yeah. So just overall, gotta be careful with things like that, because I think in that case it's worth it if like 1 or 2 melee or maybe a tank spend like 1 or 2 global CDs to deal with explosives, because it definitely helps us. Like for example, as a disc red, we have to set up a rotation. Like we don't just go there and press our heals. We're not shamans. Like we need to like set up atonements. We need to, you know, get in position, and then we don't want to be spamming our abilities during the actual fight. We want to deal damage during the actual fight. So, you know, there's like a lot to say about min-maxing damage and min-maxing healing in that regard. But yeah, I think explosives, it's best if they're handled as a team, but I would say there's a lot of situations where a healer should be the one that's killing most of the explosives, or all of the explosives even. And I often say, like, when I'm not in my CDs, for example, when I don't have a boon, like I would much rather have my DPS just deal damage and have me handle explosives, because yeah, that just makes sense. And here they, like, I didn't see that he said use priest. Like I just assumed he has it, because I saw this other bird, that's why I was confused. But apparently seems like we had 3 Kyrians, because yeah, maybe we had 3 Kyrians. Who could be Kyrian here? Maybe warrior? But why would warrior be Kyrian? That doesn't make a lot of sense. Yeah, I don't know. I have no idea, to be honest. Either way, we did this pull. This pull is pretty nice, pretty neat pull. The main issue with this pull is explosives once again, and see what I mean. Like when for example, I use Rupture. Now I don't want to be like, I have 10 seconds to apply big shields to everybody. I don't have like too much room to just be dealing with these explosives, right? So like in this type of scenario, of course, like my team doesn't know that, because I doubt that they're that used to Discipline Priests that they just know when I use Rupture, and then expect, you know, I'm not expecting them to know that I would prefer them to do a few explosives now. But what I'm saying is, like, if you're playing with your team and you know you guys are talking about things like this and so on and so on, like I personally think that during situations like this, explosives should be killed by somebody else as well. These explosives, for example, I think healer should do it like that. That's like, you know, no-brainer. So I wish they let me do it instead of you know, them doing it themselves. Like I would much rather have them just deal damage here, because I'm not dealing a lot of damage right now. So it's like whatever. Oh yeah, I remember something interesting will happen soon as well. Okay, yeah, we'll talk about it when it happens. Because this is a pretty fresh key, like I've done this not too long ago, so I'm like, it's very fresh in my memory, I remember. And also I think this is the last fortified key. Wait, let me check real quick. I think this is the last fortified key I'm uploading. No, I have mists as well, but I don't really know if I want to upload those mists. We'll see. I might upload it, why not? But I have some exciting tyrannical keys coming for you that I've timed already at the time of, you know, recording this video. And here, I don't know what we're doing here, like this is very confusing. I think Tank just wanted to die, because maybe he didn't have invis spot or something, like I don't understand what we were doing, to be honest. I mean, to be fair, I actually just noticed, like I actually didn't have invis spot either. That's kind of cuffed. Always have invis spots, like not having invis spots is such a noob move. They're pretty expensive at the moment though, like just in general. Alchemy things are expensive right now. Oh, okay.
A great evil.
I don't know what's going on with prices, but yeah. Alright, Incinerator. Mr. Arkoth, or however he's called. Arkaloth. Arkolath. Okay, cool. What a weird name. Right, so basically, you know, this guy is like, there's not much to say about him. Like, obviously, dodge the big red circles that kill you in one shot, then interrupt, but we can't really do much about that as this priest, like, I cannot interrupt, so it is what it is. And, you know, Mass Dispel is a good ability. I usually wait a little bit, like I'll do single target dispels until I see that 3 or 4 people have a dot on them, like the spellable dot. Also, if it goes on tank plus DPS, obviously prioritize DPS. I think that goes without saying, like tanks usually don't really care about these little dots. And they don't get hit very hard by this guy, so like that's like a freebie you're getting handed. And yeah, here, you know, this boss is a bit tricky. One thing to say here is you can shackle mage, yeah, like this. I don't remember if they will break that or not. I guess let's see. Oh, they actually don't break it. Damn, this is like one of the rare pug groups that doesn't break the chain. That's insane. What a players these guys are. Actual gamers. Holy moly. Not breaking the CC, that's insane. Actually, I'm not even kidding. Like, it's so easy to break that CC. So like, kudos to them for not doing so. And here we just get like a nice little like atonement application on everybody. Then just shadow mending when these things come, and then I decided to do boon. This is why I was doing the atonements, by the way, just so I'm not doing that. Atonements. Should have reapplied Purge the Wicked here, and as my weak aura is telling me, but I didn't. And here I feel like we were a little bit confused on what we want to do. Like, I don't think we were all on the same page. I think some people wanted to finish the boss, some people wanted to finish the ads. But then we all kind of noticed that the boss is slow, so I think we just... That was pretty smooth. That was like pretty good kill. Also, guys, do you know what I just noticed? Like, I know it's kind of busted in this, like,
I will lead the
In
effort
Necrotic
here
Wake, it's kind of
while my
weird
disciples
because
bring you to the
because of
necropolis. Let us end this atrocity.
because of the spears and all of that. But isn't it weird that Prot Pala is above Fire Mage on overall damage? Like, even if we take into account all of these things, like, isn't that still kind of weird? Like, what the hell? I just noticed that. Okay, let's see if Fire Mage is gonna pass him by the end of the dungeon. Now I'm curious, like, I feel like that there's no way that's a thing. Look at, like, he's dealing 9k damage overall. What the hell? He's insane, dude. Actually, we got actually get carried by a tank. But yeah, I think it's mostly the, like, the tools, you know, the orbs and the spears and whatnot. But I could be wrong. I'm still not sure if he's supposed to have, like, overall higher than the DPS, but it is what it is. And we just kind of let this. Oh, okay, I actually got it. I thought we were gonna let that explosion go off, and I was gonna go on a little rant how this is why I said that it's a team effort and blah blah blah. But I got it in the last second. But I could have easily just been like a little bit too late. If I had like problem targeting it or whatever, I wouldn't have gotten it on time. And see how hard it is for me to heal while I'm doing all the explosions, and then they miss an interrupt. Like,
drain fluids.
I don't, yeah, no comment. Like, I have wiped so many times on that pack because people, for some reason, forget to interrupt, what do you call it? What's it called, dude? It's Gore Splatter, right? Is that Gore Splatter? I think that was Gore Splatter. I'm not sure. It is what it is though. Like that's just a pretty big oversight by the whole group though. Like we gotta interrupt that guy. That guy is like the only thing that can kill us, and we just kind of let him cast. That's weird if you ask me. But at least we did like another double pull. I like this tank. Like, one of the things I like about this tank is like he pulls to time the key. I see a lot of Gore Splatter. I was right. Like, I see a lot of people pulling just like to pull and like overly save every single time, like one by one group or whatever. And I just don't think that's how you play M+. Like M+, especially when you're pushing high keys, it's all about pushing your limits. Look at this mage. God damn, dude. I think they're taking the cleaver, like, okay, I'm not gonna, sorry guys, I don't mean to flame. I make dumb mistakes as well sometimes, so it's just like, I don't know, I feel like overall his performance was
Repair flesh, gore splatter.
But not very good, but it's whatever. What was I saying? Yeah, I just feel like M+ is all about pushing your abilities to the limit, and I think if you're playing safe, then you might as well just play 15s. Like, don't, you know, this isn't for playing safe, this is for doing these big pulls. You're trying to push the limit, you're trying to save time, you're trying to find ways to save time, and one of the main ways to save time is, of course, to do bigger pulls. So, and here a clutch Desperate Prayer usage. It's such a good ability, guys. Don't underestimate Desperate Prayer. It's not the best defensive you got, but it can definitely save you a lot of times. Like, it's a life savior. It saved me so many times. Just in this key, like, if you go back and look throughout the dungeon, you'll see it saved me at least 4 or 5 times. It's crazy. Alright, so here we get these two. So if you're smart, you're gonna use Flash Crafter with a throw cleaver to kill Loyal Creation, and you're gonna single target loyal Creation.
Repair flesh. And
then you can use throw cleaver to absolutely annihilate the seasonal Affix Tormented boss, whichever one it is. In this case, the frost one. Guys, the cleaver deals insane damage. It's crazy how good cleaver is. Sadly, we kind of like killed it here a little bit too much. I don't think we were all on the same page with this. But you'll see how much damage it deals. It really is quite insane. It's crazy. You see that chunk? That's nuts. That's like, what, 10%? 15. It's insane. It's insane spell. Completely insane. Let's see now. Let's see. 36. Yeah, 16%, dude. 16. That's crazy. So if you get 2 cleavers, that's 32%. If you get 3 cleavers, that's 48%. So you can basically kill half of him just by keeping this guy alive. I would definitely recommend doing that if it's possible. Like I think this has a lot of value. I think it's silly not to do it. I think it's just silly not to do it. It's way too good.
Mutilate.
And okay, we keep going. Paladin is still above mage, by the way.
Tenderize.
Maybe with some of these big pulls, maybe mage will be able to overtake him.
Mutilate.
I don't know. It's like, is my overall damage bugged? Like it's. I feel like it hasn't moved much. Oh, now it's moving. Yeah. So no, it's just that the paladin is that good, I guess. 10k DPS he deals in a single pull. Damn, that's crazy. That guy is dealing a lot of damage.
Drain fluids.
Wow. That's a lot of damage. It's Divine Toll, I guess, right? It's like Consecration plus Divine Toll. Like with wings, probably, or something. That's pretty nutty, though.
Drain fluids.
And here I completely derped here. That's on me. I didn't see that cleaver is on me. And when I saw it, it was too late. Like, I could have paid subbed myself and like ruptured maybe or something. But I actually didn't want to waste a CD there. Like, I want to keep that CD for the next
Drain
pack.
fluids.
But in retrospective, that was probably a mistake considering that the warrior died as well. And also one cool thing that can happen here is paladin, in this case tank, but any paladin can Blessing of Protection you, which helps you live there. When you get fixated, I mean, because then you can just stand in DPS and kill the guy. But yeah, we're still good on time though. Like 7 minutes, 2 more packs, 2 more bosses. Tight but doable. Let's see. Let's see if we can do it. It's gonna be quite tight though, but if we are to go by, you know, from what I saw so far, we really are deleting these packs. Like, we're very good on damage on like AoE. Of course, with a high damage dealing tank like this, and this discipline priest that passively deals quite a bit of damage. It's pretty good. Although, to be fair, I didn't do that well on damage this key, and like there's 2 reasons for that. One is I'm doing explosives.
Mutilate.
But there's a second one as well, which is, as I said, like wrong soul binds. Like just not having that 1 minute reduction on. Well, it's not always a 1 minute reduction, but most of the time it is. But just like not having that additional reduction on Ascended Boon.
Tenderize.
It's definitely hurt my overall quite a bit, for sure. And here we hit the gut slice.
Tenderize. Mutilate.
I managed to keep warrior alive, but like that was kind of scary. He also shouted, I think, so that saved him. So good.
Tenderize.
Good on him, and then he got hit by the
Mutilate.
platter again. So bit of a yikes. It is what it is, though. And yeah, I just want to say, like, guys, keep in mind this is my first 20 timed, so I'm pretty proud. In season 1, I've had like only a few attempts of 20s, and I never timed one. So I was really happy to be able to put myself in this position, and like everything I've learned, and like just committing to my main character, because like last season I pushed with my alt, which is Holy Paladin, because I wanted to be a meta slave. But this time I decided that, you know, I just want to enjoy the game. I want to play my main character, which is my priest, and I've had a lot of fun. I think priest became much more viable because we switched to Kyrian as well. And I think we provide a very unique tool set, like that a lot of people underestimate.
Mutilate.
So yeah, sure, Ascended Boon isn't as flashy as Ashen Hollow is, but Ascended Boon is also a very powerful ability that I don't think a lot of people understand how strong that ability is, and that it allows you to do insanely big pulls as well, and also allows you to burst bosses when you need to as well. It's a lot of damage. Don't really know how much the highest possible output is, but I know I've done some like pretty big numbers. Some of the keys I've done. Of course you guys only see keys I timed, but don't forget, like, I've also played a lot of keys that I just don't time, and in those sometimes, you know, I also have good plays and stuff like that. So sometimes I make it sound like that's like a rarity, but yeah, you know what I mean. Like I just wanted to say, like, I'm enjoying my priest right now a lot, and I know it's not like the most optimal class to play at the moment, but definitely I'm enjoying it and liking it a lot, and pretty happy that
Awaken creation.
you know, that my hard work and learning experience has culminated in me finally timing at 20, because I've been waiting a long ass time for this, like finally getting the 20, and I've timed a couple more, so I can't wait to upload that for you guys as well. It's gonna be up soon. I'll try to do it either like during the weekend, so like today and tomorrow, or I will do it if any keys that I don't upload in the next 2-3 days, I'll upload in the next 2 days, I mean today and tomorrow I will upload on Monday. So yeah. And now we got a little bit, things got a little bit sketchy here. Like last boss 3 minutes. Luckily it's only fortified, so I was sure we can get this, but this boss can be sometimes a little bit problematic. Luckily we have Paladin, so like when you have Paladin in your group, one of the best things you can actually do is Frozen Binds just doesn't exist as an ability with Paladin in the group, because Hand of Freedom perfectly lines up for every Frozen Binds. And let me tell you what you do. So like, in case anybody doesn't know, like if you don't know what Paladins can do, like I'll explain. So like, when he targets somebody for Frozen Binds, you cast Hand of Freedom before he casts it. So during his cast time, which is 2 seconds, so it's enough time to cast it even if you're not like the fastest player, you just Hand of Freedom them, and when he casts Frozen Binds on the Hand of Freedom target, nothing happens, like just the ability disappears, and nobody gets frozen even if you're around that person. So it's just like super value. It's insane how good it is. Like I love doing that on my Holy Paladin. I'm sure if anybody's healing here with Holy Paladin, or if you're playing with a Ret or Prot Pala, you make sure you tell them that, because it's easy to learn, and it really makes this fight sort of a joke. But anyway, yeah guys, this is a pretty straightforward boss, so there's not much to say, you know, just spell people, heal things.
Icebound Aegis.
This is one of my weaker dungeons, which is a shame because it's my first 20, so I would hope, you know, to be super proud of how I performed and everything, but I haven't played that well this dungeon, but I did my job, I think, pretty sufficiently, and we timed the keys, so can't really complain. I just want to say, guys, thank you for watching, really appreciate it. Thanks for you know, all the support on the channel and everything. I really am grateful for that, and it means a lot to me. So thank you guys for, you know, comments, subscriptions, likes, and all of that. And I hope to see you guys in the next videos as well. Hope you guys have a lovely day, enjoy your weekend, good luck with your vaults, keys, raids, you know, best of luck with the loot and with your keys and pug groups, and yeah, I'll see you around. Bye bye. Take care. Have a good day.